This video will show you how to get set up with 12D Synergies Contact Connector. We will explain how to connect 12D Synergy with your contacts file, set up the attribute mappings, and how to run a test of your connector to make sure that it runs correctly.
Connectors allow 12D Synergy to communicate with other software products. They run constantly in the background of Synergy to import data. This allows you to work in Synergy with the information that's been created in other software products, such as jobs, tasks, documents, suppliers, clients, notes, and others. It means that the data doesn't need to be imported twice. When information changes in the external system, it also automatically updates in Synergy. The attributes connected to those entities are pulled in. Because 12D Synergy's attribute system is so flexible, you can bring in any kind of data from an external software application. Each connector is downloaded as a separate plugin for Synergy. Once a connector pulls information into Synergy, you'll be able to use all of our standard features with the data, such as powerful search, change history, versioning and rollback.
The Contact Connector is a flexible tool that allows you to import contacts from files. These files could be stored either on your local machine or inside Synergy. The file formats supported are CSV and XML. These are good formats in that many systems can produce files in these formats. And with CSV, you can use Excel to manipulate the file before doing your import.
Connectors are downloaded from the 12D Synergy website at www.12dsynergy.com/downloads/connectors. They get installed through the 12D Synergy Administrator program. Run Synergy Administrator. Click on Connectors and then Install or Upgrade Connectors. Upload the connector from your hard drive in the location you previously downloaded it. You'll require a new 12D Synergy license that covers the connector. Speak to your 12D Synergy representative about the license. At this point, you have the connector installed and you can begin using it. When you click on the connector, you get the configuration screen for it. There's a number of different options in here and we'll run through each of them quickly. Clicking Run Now or Run Test will run the connector. You should never do the Run Now until after you've successfully done a test run, and we'll explain more about how to do a test run. You can set the connector to run on a schedule. That's how you'd make it run in the background of Synergy on a regular basis. You can choose which user in Synergy the connector runs as. So any changes to jobs, folders, etc., or any files that are uploaded will appear as this user.
Import file path. This is where you should enter the path to your contacts file. Use this setting if you want to submit a file which is accessible from your client machine. If, on the other hand, you want to submit a file which is accessible from the Synergy server, then you would use the Select Input File button.
In order to do this, click the Select Input File button, search for the job that contains the CSV or XML file, choose the document from the folder, and then the contacts will be imported from the file path within Synergy. Next, I'll demonstrate how to map the data you wish to import field by field into Synergy attributes. This is the Data Mapping tab. Here you can set up where in Synergy each of the external fields will get stored. So for example here you can see that we've got the source field phone, which is going to be stored in an attribute in Synergy called phoneNum, and that's a type string. Whereas we have mobile as a source field, we're just going to call that mobile as a target attribute, and it's also of type string. And there's various other attributes there. Now we can use this screen to change that to a different attribute. You can either create a new attribute of any name you like, or search and use any of your existing attributes. You can choose to leave attributes blank just by clicking on them and saying clear, in which case that single field will not get imported into Synergy, it just gets skipped. The other useful feature here is Synergies automatic mappings. If you click yes for this, it's going to show you a list of all the fields which currently haven't been mapped into Synergy. You can just click create and bulk, and each of those attributes will get populated with their default name. It saves a lot of time.
Load custom field attributes is a useful feature. This allows you to have a flexible format for your incoming file. The file can either be CSV or XML data. When you click Load Custom Field Attributes, the file that you've selected will be interrogated by Synergy, and any fields that aren't already mapped will be listed, allowing you to map them. This makes it a very powerful tool.
Before testing your connector, always run a backup of the Synergy server database. This gives you a fallback in case you configure the connector incorrectly and need to restore to this point in time. If the connector isn't configured correctly, then it could import a large amount of data into your system that isn't formatted the way you wish. Next, use the Run Test button, which allows you to import a small, controlled amount of data from the other software product into Synergy. Go over this test data and check that the attributes are named the way you want them. When you click Run Test, this will bring up a pop-up that allows you to enter a test contact email. This means that rather than importing all the records that are in your input file, it will only import a single record based on the email address that you select. You then click Run. A very useful feature that you should use at this time is the Logs tab. Here you can view the list of successful and unsuccessful imports. It allows you to review any problems that have occurred, fix them in the configuration and data mapping tabs, and then rerun the test. When you click on an item in the logs, you get the full message displayed.